Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what I look at when I see Kevin Owens. I look like that he's going to fall over making his way to the ring. What is up, guys? This is Chase Oliver here, bringing you the Unprofessional Wrestling Show, episode number 3. We are not professionals, damn it. We are unprofessional, and we are here to give our unprofessional thoughts on the world of pro wrestling, news, gossip, rumors, whatever it may be. And if you guys have a topic you want us to talk about, please send them to me at Twitter at ChaseOliver68 or in the comment section down below. And remember, guys, you can be interactive in this as well. Comment your thoughts on any of the news subjects and topics that we are talking about here on the Unprofessional Wrestling Show. Now, you guys don't send in questions because this isn't really a Q&A. This is just more of a news topic based type of thing, since I don't really do that many topic videos as it is. This is just more about keeping up with the news and all that other type of stuff. So Q&A is every Wednesday. This is the Unprofessional Wrestling Show where you have two unprofessionals talking about the world of professional wrestling. That's the gimmick there. That's the gimmick. And with us, wearing his Seth Rollins shirt, is my co-host, Michael.
Alrighty, no need for a tournament. The champ is here. I think I tweaked my knee. Shit.
The champ is here. No need for a pro wrestling tournament in this situation. So, obviously, we all know the big news that happened. Probably, would you say this is probably the biggest news in 2015?
It would have to be, yeah, because like, especially
how big of an injury is this? Is this a Because I can't think of the last time an injury was so huge where it was just like, holy fuck, that sucks that he got hurt. Is Daniel Bryan the last time an injury like this was pretty big?
Yeah, definitely. That is like Daniel Bryan having to like this. Although it wasn't even like the Daniel Bryan thing wasn't near as bad. Well, I mean, it was because it almost kept him from wrestling. But like in terms of like sudden shock, it was like, oh shit, one moment. And it was like, wasn't like months where Daniel Bryan where you're like, is he going to drop the title? Is he not going to drop the title? No, yeah. Rollins blew everything in his knee.
Yeah, ACL, MCL, meniscus, and any of you guys who know knees or have suffered a knee injury, you know one of those things hurt. He has all three of these. He's lucky he didn't tear a PCL while he was at it. Shit. He would have torn all 4 major ligaments. He tore all 3 major ligaments. Now, meniscus tears are probably the lightest out of all the knee tears, and it's not really that light. Like, it's really hard to walk on a torn meniscus, so it's not really that easy to walk on something like that, but it's probably the lightest tear. Like, Ryback, I believe, suffered a meniscus tear, and he came back, like, in a while, like 2 months or something like that. And I believe CM Punk also had a meniscus tear, and he came back really early. Like, meniscus tears, they're more manageable than most knee injuries. Now, MCL tears, they're pretty bad, but sometimes the MCL tear, you can suffer an MCL tear, and it's just, like, not really as serious as it could be, and you can fix that up right away. But ACL tears are the worst, and he suffered 3 major injuries like that, and it was all because he was wrestling a stupid hardcore match on a freaking house show against Kane. What the fuck is this shit? What is WWE doing? This is why this company is in trouble. These guys can't freaking book a show correctly anymore, and they have to have their wrestlers wrestle in street fights and all that other stuff. And ruin their careers even more just to entertain these fans, because these fans have nothing else to be entertained by when watching this shitty company. Really, they don't. Like, when you go to a house show nowadays, you don't want to see just a regular singles match because you are seeing that every single time on Raw. So now you are forced to watch these stupid street fights and hardcore and steel cage matches, and it just ruins the wrestler's career, and it makes the wrestler's career go down shorter than it should be. It's just such a stupid shame. Fuck the WWE for all these hardcore matches that they're doing at their house shows. They don't need these fucking matches. What do you think about this, Michael? These hardcore matches. You know, I ranted about it on the Team Hill podcast already. I talked about it in a video that I made talking about Seth Rollins' injury. What do you think about these hardcore matches at house shows? Are they freaking needed? Do you think they have a place? And if they do, why? I want to hear your opinion, my friend.
Alrighty. Well, I didn't catch the Team Hill podcast, but I did watch your video on Seth Rollins' injury, and I gotta agree, that is stupid as fuck. Like, okay, I get it. You want to draw in viewers and you want your live events to do well. It's all about the money. It's all about the work rate. But I mean, these guys are gonna get really hurt doing a hardcore match every single fucking night. Like, back in the Attitude Era, it wasn't like this. Back in the Ruthless Aggression Era, it wasn't like this. The house shows were just house shows, you know? It wasn't anything too big. They put on extra matches, extra tag matches to try and like draw in everyone, have people you wouldn't normally see fight each other in order to draw in viewership. But no, it's just like, okay, we're gonna have Seth wrestle Kane, who shouldn't even be involved in this because storyline wise the Wyatt family took him off, but no one cares about that. Let's just have Seth and Kane fight everywhere in Europe in a no holds bar match until Seth's knee finally explodes.
Yeah, it's like what the fuck? Who books this shit? Who says in their right mind like, oh, this makes sense? Let's just have Seth Rollins and Kane wrestle in a no holds bar match. Why? Why is Seth Rollins and Kane even wrestling in a no holds bar match? Like you said, back in the day, remember back in the day house shows, like the main event would either be just a regular singles title match, and then someone will come in and run in during the title match, and then it'll become a tag team match. And someone commented best on my video that I made. They said they should have just booked the 6-man tags just to keep these guys safe. That's what the 6-man tag match is for. That's what the tag team matches are for. Like, I understand if you're going to somewhere else every once in a while, yeah, sure, give a hardcore match to those fans because you only go there once or twice a year. But the problem is, you know, people who use that defense for the Dublin show, that they only go there once or twice a year, so that's why they do the hardcore match. They've been doing it every single house show in the United States. It's not like this is just a one-time occurrence where they're just like, oh yeah, we just do a hardcore show because it's for Dublin and stuff. No, this is happening at a lot of house shows where you're seeing street fights, steel cages, and hardcore matches end the show. It is fucking ridiculous. These are hurting the superstars more than helping them. You wonder why these superstars feel all battered and bruised. I mean, with the pain they're going through, it just makes it worse. And really, to be honest, it's a shame what happened to Seth Rollins, because to me, this is why I also don't like it, Michael. I feel WWE's covering a Band-Aid, and I think wrestling fans are spinning the positive out of this instead of actually attacking WWE on the right thing and saying, hey, change your fucking house show structure. Is the fact that fans are like now saying, oh, it's cool because Seth Rollins is going to come back. He's going to be a babyface.
I am so happy he hurt himself. That means he can come back and have a good run with the title. It's like, no, like, I get it. I wasn't the biggest fan of his title reign either. Love the guy, but outside of the title reign, it was pretty shitty. But I'm not going to, like, praise the fact that he's injured or some shit. Like, no, he got hurt. I'm
like, oh, it's freshening up the title scene. We got the title tournament, man. And I'm like, I'm sitting here, I'm like, do you people hear yourself? Like, you guys are like saying like this is the positive. You guys are not really looking at the negative of the situation. You guys are okay with a guy that WWE has built up for months for us to fucking hate. They built up for months for us to hate Seth Rollins, not like Seth Rollins, think this guy is a despicable human being. And we don't even get the satisfaction of seeing this guy lose the title. No, he is going to come back and get cheered. And everyone's like, well, it's like Triple H, Chase, and O2. No, at that time, Triple H wasn't the number one heel in wrestling. Stone Cold was the number one heel. Triple H was like Stone Cold's lackey in 2001. And pretty much Triple H wasn't the top guy. He wasn't WWE World Champion, anything of that fucking nature. Triple H was just kind of like a side heel character. And yeah, he was a bad guy for many, many years. Seth Rollins only has been a bad guy for a year and a half. So really, to be honest here, stop comparing this to Triple H's injury and stop saying that it's good that Seth Rollins got injured because when he comes back, he gets a babyface reaction. First off, I thought a lot of you guys like Seth Rollins. Why are you happy that he's going to get a babyface reaction? Wouldn't you want this guy to still retain himself as one of the number one heels in the WWE? Because one, he will make a lot more money being a fucking heel, facing off against all those freaking Bamas that are the baby faces. But instead, you guys are happy he's going to come back as a babyface. That's just stupid. That's just dumb. Why should I be cheering this guy just because he got injured and he came back? Yeah, woo! Seth Rollins, go! It's like, no, you guys are missing the main point. You guys are missing the main point of this. WWE is covering this bullet wound with a fucking Band-Aid. They got shot. They're covering it with a damn Band-Aid. They're putting some freaking smoke and mirrors bullshit so you don't see how he really got injured. They're just saying, oh, he got injured while wrestling Kane. Well, you know what? When this guy is wrestling most of your house show main events, and they've all been street fights and steel cage matches, it's no wonder that Seth Rollins got injured. And you guys are sitting there acting like it's okay. It's not okay. It's freaking the joke.
Exactly. These are the same people that mark out for Kurt Angle doing a moonsault off of a steel cage, I feel like. They don't give a fuck about the health. They care about the work rate. Like, these are
Yeah.
the same people that see Daniel Bryan crippled and go, oh, yes, now we can return and face Brock Lesnar. No!
Yeah, let's just end Daniel Bryan's career even more by having him face Brock Lesnar in a freaking match. That's good. That sounds like a great idea because Brock is known for protecting people, right?
Right. Oh, my God. I actually saw someone online, and I don't know how you feel about this. I'm pretty sure he was trolling, I hope. But he was like, suit Seth Rollins right. That's what he gets for injuring Sting. He's an unsafe worker. I'm like, are you fucking dumb?
It was probably being a kayfabe person or something. I don't know, but
I'm pretty sure he was because his profile picture was Psycho Sid. And I'm like, so Seth Rollins is an unsafe worker because he breaks his knee or whatever. What about Psycho Sid shattering every fucking part of his leg that one time? Like, I don't care. Seth Rollins is an unsafe worker, period. I'm like, all right, all right.
Aisha, we will definitely talk about that because that will be one of our next subjects. All right, Michael, we talked enough about Seth Rollins. Now it's time to talk about Nikki Bella and her great accomplishment. Nikki Bella was named the PWI 500, or PWI 50 women's wrestler. She was #1, the best women's wrestler of the year. And this caused the funniest outrage. So many wrestling fans upset about this, saying, oh, once again, PWI with the stupid list. And every year I say to myself, with the wrestling fans that give a shit about this list, why the fuck do you give a shit about it if all you're going to do is just complain how it's not credible, how it doesn't have any facts behind it, and all that other stuff? Why do you care about who's ranked #1 and stuff? Look, I think people don't understand or know what the PWI 50 or 500 are based off of. They're based off of pretty much just achievements that you've done throughout the year. That's what this list is. It's just achievements that you have done throughout the year. And if you look at throughout the year, Nikki Bella pretty much did more achievements than most of the divas and women's wrestlers on a mainstream stage. PWI is trying to be a mainstream magazine. They're trying to get people to buy their freaking issues. The magazine world is pretty much dying right now. You know, magazines are not really all that popular anymore. You can just download most of them on your tablet, your mobile devices and stuff. People are going down that route. The print side of things when it comes to magazines aren't really doing that well, and especially with wrestling at the state that it's in, PWI, of course, is going to turn to be more WWE favored to get people to kind of buy the magazine. And really, to be honest here, Nikki Bella, to me, I'm fine with her being #1. I do not understand why people are so upset about this.
Yeah, I agree. Just like you said to start off the thing, it's like, the list isn't credible, but I'm still going to complain about it anyways because they shouldn't say that Nikki Bella blah 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 blah. Like, I don't like Nikki Bella, but I'm not going to complain if some stupid list puts her at #1. She probably was #1 this year if you look at her achievements. She held the title the whole year, whatever. You know, it's not going to piss me off or anything. Given you are the #1 diva once John Cena's semen has graced your face.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. John Cena made sure that yeah, because really, to be honest here, it's just like I don't get why people are just like so like mad that she won this. Like they act like it's the end of the world and people don't care about real women's wrestling. Look, I'm a huge Sasha Banks fan, but like if you look at what she has done mainstream wise compared to Nikki Bella, she's an ant on the wall. People like to talk about, well, what about those great matches with Bayley and all that other stuff? Yeah, how many people actually watch those matches? Like I said with the network, you know, people like to praise NXT and say NXT's so damn great. And how come the network subs are so fucking low? How come more people aren't watching NXT on the network? I don't even think NXT is one of the most viewed shows on the network. I believe like freaking like some of their old stuff like WWE Rivalries and WrestleMania and the Monday Night Wars, some of those shows are more viewed than NXT. So really, to be honest here, no offense to Sasha Banks, love the girl to death. I really do. But like people sometimes need to just understand what PWI is looking at is just what you do mainstream and what championship accolades that you have won under the mainstream name. So yeah.
Exactly. Like I'm looking up the list right now, and I'm looking at these names, and it makes perfect sense. Rollins topped the list for the males, and then there's Cena and AJ Styles and Roman Reigns and Nakamura, and it's like it's all these people who have actually
Mhm.
done something and gotten their name in the press, rather than like. For an example, I'm sure there's a lot of smarks complaining like, "Oh, where's Cesaro on the list? I don't even know where he is. I'm still scrolling and I still can't find him." It's like, dude, no, it's based off their accomplishments. Now, I don't even. Oh no, he's number 41. But yeah, why did the Big Show and Darren Young march further than Cesaro? Okay, but exactly, it's a stupid list. Bottom line,
He won a tag team title. He won a tag team title, so
exactly.
I'll give him the rub over Cesaro. Like it's just based off accomplishments. So really, to be honest here, if you're going to complain about the list and yet like look forward to it every year, then what's the point? What's the point of even caring about the list if you're just going to talk about how uncredible it is? Look, the thing is, they're part of the print. They're professionals. You guys are like Michael and I. You're unprofessionals.
Yep.
So you shouldn't give a fuck about this list. So really, to be honest, I think the PWI 50 and the PWI 500, they're just both dumb lists. They don't really matter. But I gotta say the magazines are fun reads. Like I love reading the magazines, and I don't even care about like the rankings or stuff. I just want to see what these people are writing about these superstars. That's what I would want to see. So, anyways, Michael, it's time to talk about the big thing happening at Survivor Series. You thought celebrating Undertaker's 25 years in the WWE is a big thing? Fuck that noise, because we got to crown ourselves a new WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Mago. And so, yeah, you are Mago, so that's why I'm saying Mago. So, like, pretty much, we have to crown ourselves a new World Heavyweight Champion, and this leads many options and many avenues of what WWE can do at Survivor Series. Everyone already relating this to Deadly Games in 1998 because everyone can't just let the past settle down. No, we always have to bring up past shit and talk about the past and everything like that when it goes to professional wrestling. Let's not just worry about the present and the future, Seth Rollins. Let's just worry about the past. Let's just talk about the past some more. So pretty much everyone comparing this to Deadly Games. Right now, who do you think are the potential favorites to win this one? Let's see if we're on the same boat here. Who do you see as the favorites to win this tournament, Mago?
All right, before I announce my favorite, I just want to point out that on Twitter, you know how everyone makes that joke about Vacant being the champion and whatever, like whenever someone gets injured? Sheamus tweeted a picture of him next to the Vacant sign and said, "Oh, it's on."
Vacant's the current WWE and TNA World Heavyweight Champion. He's crazy.
I see one of three things happening. Either Roman Reigns wins it, John Cena's called it back early and wins it because, that's like their solution to everything, or Reigns wins the whole thing and then Sheamus cashes in. Which is, it's kind of going to be expected.
Yeah, I agree. Those are possibly the three favorites. I mean, let's look at each of them right now. We have Sheamus, who pretty much is, one of WWE's golden children. He is a member of the Breakfast Club. I think people forget about that Sheamus is a member of the Breakfast Club, but he is a member of the Breakfast Club. He's a redheaded stepchild of the WWE Breakfast Club. He worked out with Triple H. He has had many feuds and many clean wins over other Breakfast Club members, and he has shown that ability that the WWE loves to push this guy for whatever reason. Now, I was excited for heel Sheamus. I think I talked about this before. I was excited for this heel Sheamus. I've been wanting heel Sheamus. Sheamus used to be one of my favorites. Then I got this mohawk-looking goober. I get goober, like freaking gobbler goober. That's what I get instead of freaking like badass like Mohawk Sheamus that wants to kick all the vanilla midgets' ass. I get gobbledygooker, kiss me arse Sheamus. Like, what the fuck is this?
Oi, fella, Dolph Ziggler, kiss my ass, fella. Respect the Hawk.
Yes. It's so bad. It's just dumb. And really, to be honest here, it's like with Sheamus, if he wins the title, yeah, you get a heel back with the championship. But at the same time, you were just making it worse, and it would just make fans go, "Oh, this isn't exciting whatsoever." Seeing Sheamus as your world champion, and then we have John Cena. Who pretty much everyone's thinking Vince is already on his cell phone and saying, "John, get the back fuck over here right now. We need you." I mean, John Cena cannot take a break. This guy is taking every time it seems like Cena's about to take a break. and we don't have to see him for a little bit, it always seems like something bad happens, and the WWE has to bring him back in. They have to reel Cena back in. Be like, get back over here, John.
There's only one person who could win this tournament, and his name is John Cena.
Yeah, no, it's like, really, to be honest here, if WWE wants to go down that route and bring John Cena back early and give him the championship, I'll sit there and I will be okay with it. And the reason being is this, because I much rather have it where we get over to Cena becoming 16-time World Heavyweight Champion now than having him see it next year, chase and chase and chase and keep on chasing for that freaking world title. I do not want to see a John Cena world title chase in 2016. If he wins the title now, at least we will get a break for maybe a year or two with Cena not being in the title scene. So really, to be honest, I'm fine if Cena wins the 16th world title here, just so that way I don't have to watch it in 2016. But the one thing also that we have to talk about is Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns right now is being looked at as the guy to win this thing. Everyone's looking at Roman Reigns and saying he's going to win. Roman Reigns is going to win. He's going to win. It's going to happen. It's Roman Reigns. It's Roman Reigns. And there's many differing opinions about this. There are some people who are okay now with Roman Reigns winning and saying that Roman Reigns would be an okay champion for the time being, especially if you look at the circumstances and now that the time is right. There are some people who are saying, I'm okay with Reigns winning, but not right now, which is understandable because they want his moment to be bigger. They want him to win it at WrestleMania. They're not saying because Roman Reigns sucks or anything. They're saying because they want him to win it at a bigger show where it actually means something, a show we will remember, which I can agree with. I can agree with that logic of thinking. And then there is other people who are saying Roman Reigns shouldn't win because he isn't ready, and that Roman Reigns doesn't deserve to be champion, and that him being champion will be the worst thing in WWE history.
I am so fucking sick and tired of people shitting on Roman Reigns. Oh my god. This guy is I was the guy last year who was pro Daniel Bryan and said he wasn't ready last year. And he's grown on me, and I fucking love the guy. And now I think, okay, he's ready. I don't care if it's Survivor Series or WrestleMania. The guy, put the belt on him, please. He's ready. And everyone's like, nah, he's not ready. Kick-ass match with Wyatt at Hell in a Cell. He's not ready. All these good feuds, that amazing match with Lesnar, good match with Bryan at Fastlane. No, he's not ready. He can't carry a singles match, right? Oh, his promos suck. That's because you sent him out into Chicago to cut a 30-minute promo. Going on a little rant here. But it's like,
go. I'm down with it.
All right. But it's like, Jesus fucking Christ. I see so much hate on the guy. I don't remember who it was, but they're like, at Hell in a Cell, the Divas match, definitely better than Reigns and Wyatt inside the cell. And I'm like, you fucking kidding me? And honest to be God, Roman Reigns can cut a decent promo if it's a short one. Like, if you send him out in the middle of Chicago to cut a 30-minute CM Punk promo, it ain't gonna happen. But you give this guy 2 minutes to say, yo, I hate you, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth, it's badass. And he comes off as a badass like he should. This guy has been ready since WrestleMania of last year. And when he finally wins the belt, all the salty tears from the Smarks are going to bleed happiness into my soul. I am ready for this man to be champion.
So I want to know what made you turn to Roman Reigns' side, because that's pretty cool that you were someone that was like pro Bryan and you're like, oh no, Daniel Bryan deserves it, and you were salty about Reigns winning the Rumble, which I can understand why people didn't like Reigns winning the Rumble. My only argument to why Bryan shouldn't have won is because Bryan had his moment last year, and that we didn't need to see that shit again. And also, you guys talk about building up young stars, but yet a young star's getting pushed, and y'all fucking hate it just because it's not one of your flavored guys. But what made you kind of turn on Reigns? Was it just like seeing his matches and seeing how he progressed throughout the year? Was it other YouTubers kind of talking him up and you kind of were saying, yeah, you know what, I agree with that person? I want to know what made you kind of turn a little bit more towards Roman Reigns' side and saying, you know what, Roman Reigns, he ain't that bad.
Well, I believe it started with his matches. Like I said, Royal Rumble came around and Daniel Bryan came up fresh off his injury. And looking back on it, yeah, Bryan shouldn't have had any place near that winning. But back then I was different. I was super pro him. I wanted him to win. I was that guy. And I was the guy who was swearing at my TV going, fuck Roman Reigns for winning this, fuck The Rock for showing up, blah 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 blah. And then like I saw his match with Bryan at Fastlane and I'm like, wow, these two had a really fucking good match. Like at the end of it when Roman hit the spear and pinned Bryan clean, I'm like, all right, I'll see where this is going. I'll give it a shot because that match was really good.
Yeah.
And then the WrestleMania match happens, and him and Lesnar just kick the fucking shit out of each other. And I'm like,
that match had no being as good as it was. That had no business being as good as it was, and it was probably one of the best matches at WrestleMania. Like I remember, I was dreading WrestleMania 31, Lesnar and Reigns, because pretty much Lesnar's only good matches are against Cena and Punk. Like, but Punk match was kind of like before Suplex City Lesnar. This is when Suplex City Lesnar was first starting out, and really we only seen him against John Cena, and I didn't really like the SummerSlam match between him and Cena because I felt Cena did a terrible job telling a story in that match. And the Night of Champions match I felt was a little bit better than the SummerSlam match, but I didn't know how Lesnar was going to work, without like, two other guys, because his other match besides that one at Suplex City Lesnar was against Rollins and Cena at Rumble, which was a phenomenal match. That was amazing. But now against Reigns, I was so afraid because, Reigns' moveset, like, I love Reigns, but it's true. He has a limited moveset, and it's fine for him to have a limited moveset. That's just what he is. He's an ass kicker. His moveset is the leg drop, some punches, some kicks, a Superman punch, and a spear, and maybe a Samoan drop and a couple variation suplexes. That's pretty much Roman Reigns' moveset right there. It's not really vast and stuff like that. And then you're facing against Lesnar, who at that time everyone thought was leaving the company and stuff. And we all heard the song last time Lesnar was leaving the company and how much he tried in that match. So, I thought that match was going to be absolutely horrendous. Yeah, I walked away with it. And I still watch it to this day. It's one of my favorite matches that I watch to this day, just watching Reigns get the shit beat out of him. And then later on, Reigns is just smiling and laughing, saying, yeah, keep on coming, big guy. I'm going to take this. And then later on, I get hyped seeing Reigns like do the comeback, and he does all those Superman punches and fucking spears and shit. Like I get hyped watching that shit. Like that was an amazing match. Plus with what you had with Seth Rollins coming out and then costing Reigns. And so that way it left a little like, man, Reigns could have beaten Lesnar. Reigns actually had a chance to beat Brock Lesnar, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that match was terrific. But like people still hate on Roman Reigns, and it makes no sense to me why people think he's going to be such a terrible champion.
He's not going to be a terrible champion. That's the thing, though. Like, I mean, everyone thought Rollins was going to be a great champion because of how good he is in the ring and on the mic, and look at how bad it turned out because of the booking. Like, Reigns could be definitely a great champion. Also, like, the one last thing that sold me on him, and this is kind of a stupid thing, but if you remember, he wrestled Big Show in a last man standing match at Extreme Rules. It was match of the night, and I'm like, if you could put on a match of the night show against the Big Show, which no one gives a fuck about, you're the man. Like, if you can make something that shitty, that great, I mean, you're the man. And then he went on to feud with the Wyatts and everything, and it was good. So, like, I don't know. Somewhere along after his Royal Rumble win to, like, WrestleMania season, I was just sold on the guy. He ain't gonna be a bad champion. I think if regardless if he wins this tournament, if Sheamus cashes in, wins the Rumble again, I don't care. This guy's gonna be champion by WrestleMania season, and when he is, I'm ready for it. I'm not gonna complain.
I've been ready for Roman Reigns winning the championship, and we talked about it last week, man. The longer you keep this guy away from the title and you keep trying to build sympathy for him, the more it's gonna hurt and disinterest fans that actually like Roman Reigns. Like I don't think people understand that, but. Let's talk some dark horses, Michael, in this Survivor Series tournament. Guys that you think could and should win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The obvious answers here. And I don't consider these guys as dark horses. These are guys that I'm not considering as dark horses. And the reason being is because everyone's saying their names. Everyone's saying that they could win. I'm talking about the other main event level type of guys that could be main event level guys that you look at and say, these guys are dark horses. So Dean Ambrose, you can't say his name because everyone's predicting Dean Ambrose to do something big at this event. I'm predicting him to do something big at this event. I think he could very well walk out as World Heavyweight Champion, but I think it's going to be stupid and they're going to make him heel and it's going to suck because that's what I think WWE likes to do is just do stupid things like that. It's not going to be freaking Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens, you
Right.
can't say his name because everyone's been saying Kevin Owens as well. Pretty much everyone's like, oh, Kevin Owens, he can win the title and stuff. Like, yeah, so he can have 2 titles so he can walk in and look like he's going to fall over. No, we're not going to say his name because everyone's been saying his name. Bray Wyatt, definitely no, because you can't say his name because everyone's thinking he's going to win the title, and everyone's like, doesn't matter if he's facing Taker, he will enter the tournament and win. And you can't be saying, there was one more guy that I was going to say you can't be saying his name because, like, pretty much everyone's been saying it, but I can't remember his name. Alberto Del Rio. You cannot say Del Rio because Del Rio pretty much is being featured like he can win the title. I mean, he beat John Cena clean. You can almost argue that he's a guy that could actually win the World Heavyweight Championship at Survivor Series. So who are guys that are dark horses to you, just obscure wrestlers that are believable enough that you think could win the championship? Go on and name one.
All right. Well, first, there's everyone you said, because I pretty much agree with everything. Ambrose could definitely win it, but they're going to turn him heel and do something stupid. They're saying Owens could, but I don't think they're going to pull the trigger on that yet. And then, like you said, Del Rio is another really good dark horse name to win it. I could totally see them pulling that for some reason. And then Bray Wyatt pulling out of the Undertaker thing, changing up all the plans is another thing. Other wrestlers that I would put on this list, I don't know, like a lot. I know there's a lot of people who are probably saying like push. I keep coming back to this. Just like disclaimer, I don't hate the guy when I say this, but he's like the perfect smart guy. But like everyone's like push Cesaro. This is his chance. Do this, do that. I'm like, okay. I don't think that's
Cesaro could be a decent filler champion, maybe for like a month. But I don't see right now putting the belt on him how it would help him. It would just kind of be like just like you're saying, hey, here's a new smart favorite for you guys to like go Cesaro and stuff, and it would be cool to see Cesaro win the championship. It'll definitely get you a moment and kind of get you interested in wrestling. But then afterwards, it's kind of like, well, what are you going to do with him feud-wise? How long is he going to be champion for? To me personally, the one guy who's a main dark horse that I'm surprised not a lot of people are saying, I like, especially with the recent comments that he said on Stone Cold's podcast, how he could replace John Cena. I'm surprised not everyone's throwing the guy Ryback out there.
Oh, God.
Like Ryback, I think is the perfect dark horse, and to me, especially if WWE wants to go with someone that is their guy, someone that is a big person, someone that not really is an internet favorite. I think Ryback should be the guy that could possibly win this tournament and should win this tournament, in my personal opinion. Now he's not going to because the WWE hates Ryback.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Here's the reason why I say Ryback. I feel like, to me, watching WWE when it comes to Reigns and the championship, despite all the rumors and reports that we read that Reigns was supposed to win at Survivor Series and stuff like that, I don't see it. I just don't see where WWE would push Reigns to win at Survivor Series and TLC. I don't see that happening whatsoever. I feel like WWE would save that until WrestleMania, and I just feel like they're going to keep the title away from him until that moment of time. And I feel like with giving the belt to Sheamus right now, it would just be a cheap answer. It wouldn't be a good answer. It would just be putting a Band-Aid over the bullet wound even more. You're just doing something that's not really that good. And then all the other guys, that I named, they feel like just champions that would just be a waste of time because the WWE won't book them correctly because they don't want to feature them well. But with a Ryback, it would make sense if he were to win the championship because let's look at Ryback. Ryback came back. He won the Intercontinental Championship. And the Intercontinental title, we really want to make that title feel like a big deal again and say it creates stars. Making Ryback the WWE World Heavyweight Champion wouldn't be a bad idea. Because if we want the IC title's prestige to go up, why not have Ryback go on and win the championship? It would make natural progression sense. The guy has won the IC title and now goes on to win the WWE title. He's a perfect filler. He's like a perfect filler champion in my situation. Is that a John Cena ringtone? Oh, my God.
Yeah, and I threw it because I didn't want fucking copyright. I don't even care who's calling me.
Yeah, but anyways, like I was saying, with Ryback, he would be the perfect filler champion at this moment of time. You can give him a nice 1-2 month title reign, however long you want to have it. You can make him a heel if you want to, have him be a dick to the fans. You can keep him as the babyface. It doesn't matter. Sure, he won't be the most interesting guy in the world, but if you want to build credibility, not for only the IC championship, but also for that World Heavyweight title belt, why not give it to Ryback? What's wrong with the big guy winning the IC title? Maybe I'm just the WWE World title. maybe because I'm a huge Ryback fan and I love the Ryback and everything like that, and I just would love to see him become champion, something that should have happened so long ago. But do you think Ryback would be a good option, especially at this moment in time as a filler champion?
Looking at it through this perspective, I'm not a Ryback fan. I don't like the guy that much, but why not create a new star? It sounds like a really good idea when you think about it. Like, maybe this is a guy where if he were to move on from the IC title and become a main eventer and win the title, I would be more sold on him. Like, I think this would be a good idea to try and, how do I put this properly? I feel like all those people who should have had the opportunity can finally get that opportunity. Like, he should have been champion back in like 2012, I believe. Like, that's when like he was hot, red hot, popular, winning all these matches. He was the guy. And now it's like, I feel like you can revitalize the Ryback if you were to have him win the title. Although on a side note, instead of having a champion that gets injured, let's have a champion that injures others.
Yeah, that could be his gimmick. Like, he just injures other people and stuff like that. Yeah, I just feel like with Ryback, he would just be a pretty good champion at this moment of time, and he would be able to help the WWE out. And I feel like get wrestling fans kind of back into wrestling because, you know, there's so like people think like it's all about the guys who can do kicks and flips, but no, there's people who like Ryback. There's people who like these type of wrestlers, and I feel like Ryback gets mistreated and misused. And it's just like, you know, we saw what happened when Ryback didn't reach the main event scene. He was teaming with Curtis Axel with that terrible tag team Ryback. So, and it was just sad to see what happened. I remember when people were hating on Ryback, and I said, just watch, man. When they stop using him, your guys are going to say, I feel bad for this guy. And I read all the comments, and Lords of Pain is my #1 favorite website to go to because, one, the commenters on that website, super hypocritical. It's fucking hilarious. So pretty much these guys hated on Ryback when he was getting pushed to the moon. Now, when he was with Curtis Axel, everyone was like, oh, I feel bad for the big guy. The guy could have been a big star. They should have made him into a big-time thing. What happened? It's like, you guys happened. You guys were the ones saying, give up on Ryback. Now you guys feel bad for the big guy. He comes back like, what? Was it last year he came back and everyone was all excited about babyface Ryback? And they mistreated babyface Ryback. And I felt Ryback could have been a big-time guy to win the Rumble last year, a safe guy to win the Rumble. I felt Ryback should have ended Rusev's undefeated streak. To be honest here, I just feel like WWE always misuses the big guy. That if I were Vince, I would say, you know what? We have all these guys. I get it. But this guy, if you look at the WWE main roster and television and familiarity, this guy has been with us for this many years. He has paid his dues within the WWE system for these X amount of years. Let's give him the shot. Let's give him the opportunity. Let's see what he can do. Because it's not just paying dues on the independent scene, people. It's also paying dues within the WWE company. And Ryback has paid those dues ever since 2004. People forget he's been in the company that long. 2004 was when Ryback was in the company. So I think that he is fine. And what do you want, Biggie? Or is that, yeah, it's Daisy. I thought it was Biggie coming to my room. Daisy. I am Daisy. But anyway, so any other dark horse guys that kind of pop into your head, you know, guys that kind of like Ryback where you feel like they could actually win the championship? Because we named off, you know, pretty much a good list of people. But is there anyone else? Because I feel like there may be a couple more that we can make arguments for.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at new stars, but before I do that, I could see Vince just showing up to Lesnar's house with a garbage truck full of money saying, take the title, please! Please!
You back, Rock Bad. Yeah, Vince. He's all happy.
Oh my god, I could totally see a fantasy booking thing. Give him a truckload of money, give him the title, have him and like Reigns come towards the end of the tournament, and then they like fucking turn Ambrose heel or some dumb shit and build a WrestleMania match between the two. Like I could see some kind of complete screwery happening with Lesnar as champion. It's like the next thing we know, Lesnar's going to be wrestling hardcore shows at house shows or whatever. We're going to get like an Inferno inside a house match. I don't know. Everything would melt with Lesnar as champion.
Yeah, Lesnar's definitely a dark horse too. WWE could definitely surprise us with a Brock Lesnar return, like, you know, like Fandango or someone super's in the tournament, and then Lesnar's music hits and Lesnar just comes out, destroys Fandango, and then Michael's like, oh wow, who can stop the beast Brock Lesnar in this tournament? I don't know, Mogul. Seems like it's going to be a tough task.
Hold on. All right, nothing's picking up in the background, right?
No,
Now my
nothing.
phone is going off. I whipped it outside of my room.
It's fine. It's fine. I can barely hear. Oh, you have John Cena's team as your freaking.
Oh, because of the meme and his name is John Cena.
Okay.
I wanted to have that like at command and at will whenever I wanted to play it, and I'm like, I'm gonna make that. That's why it's going off. Okay, so I remember you said that we were gonna have the show around like noon every day, 2 o'clock my time. So I have my alarm set. That's my alarm going off.
Oh, that's your alarm. Okay, so you wake up to the John Cena blaring the fucking trumpets off.
Yep. Sometimes I'll be dreaming, and like it'll be at a perfect time, like where they'll be talking in my dreams, and all of a sudden it'll get cut off by, and his name is John Cena. It's like, oh great, now the meme is my life. 1 second, I'm gonna go shut that thing off so we don't get a copyright strike.
John Cena haunting us. Right, Daisy? Daisy left my room. Oh well. That was my boxer Daisy, not the other boxer that you guys have probably seen lying in my bed in the Q&As. So let's talk about more dark horses in this tournament. Do you guys have any dark horses? Tweet me at JaceLauber68. Dark horses. Who do you guys want to see win the tournament? Please tell me. Obviously, Michael, if you were to choose your top 5, who would be your top 5 to win the tournament? I want to hear, starting at number 5, who would you choose number 5 to win the tournament?
All right, let me try and put it in order here. My number 5, I'm gonna say Ryback because he kind of sold me on that. Ryback / any other new star that we didn't mention. Actually, no, erase that. Number 5, I'm gonna say Del Rio because everyone likes to turn to Del Rio. And number 4, I'd say Ambrose with a one.
No, we're switching back. We're switching off. We're switching off. So I get to say number 5 now. Number 5 for me is also Del Rio because, like you said, it feels like Del Rio is like that good safety valve for the WWE because he fits so many criterias. One, he's a good merch seller when it comes to the Mexican audience. Mexicans love him, so WWE wants to build up that Hispanic audience. 2, he can put on a good match with most people. Sure, his feuds are really boring and no one really gives a fuck, but at least the match quality is there. So Del Rio does seem like a simple, a simple, easy option for the WWE. All right, who do you have at number 4?
Ambrose with a shitty heel turn. Deadly Games, throwback to '98 with the heel turn, and like Roman Reigns is about to win it, and some stupid shit happens.
All right, my number 4 would have to be Kevin Owens. The reason why I'm throwing Kevin Owens in this mix is like they started off him big in the beginning of his debut in the WWE, with beating John Cena and stuff. I feel like there's a lot of feuds that could work with Kevin Owens, especially during this filler time. I don't think right now would be the best time to give him the title because it would just feel like a rush more than anything else. But I feel like if you give Kevin Owens the championship, it would at least keep fans interested and not have fans really pissed off at you. And you can at least do a couple of matches that are pretty decent. And hell, we can get back to that John Cena, Kevin Owens.
God. That's ironically my number 3.
You agree with Kevin Owens?
I was gonna say John Cena, but that works.
Ricardo Hernandez, the Blue Knight, one of my homies tweeted, and I retweeted it because I agree with it. I agree on Ryback being the dark horse winning the title Survivor Series just to play it safe. Yeah, Ryback is a very safe option. And my number 3 is actually your number 4, Dean Ambrose. The reason why I have Ambrose is just that I feel WWE is just stupid enough to do this stupid heel turn and just like piss off all the fans and just be like, why would you do this, WWE? We had the greatest thing with Dean Ambrose with a face, and now you're trying to turn him heel. We're gonna cheer him to spite you and stuff like that. And it'll just be like, and it'll be like a terrible run as Dean Ambrose as champion. Like we'll lose like cool bro Dean Ambrose with the tank tops and jeans. He'll start wearing wrestling tights and he'll be like, yeah, I'm with the authority now.
I'm the jobber, John Moxley, there with my title. Yeah. Yeah. Fucking Apollo Crews. He's a dark horse.
Hey, Apollo Crews is one of our. That's another thing we have to name. We have to name the top 5 favorite wrestlers of the Unprofessional wrestling show. We got to do that this week. We have to name our top 5 wrestlers. Apollo Crews is on there, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always smiling.
Apollo Nation.
So, anyways, I love smiling Apollo Crews. Who's your number 2?
Probably Sheamus. Because I could just, it's like one of those obvious answer things. As much as I'd fucking vomit Yeah, it's one of the it's an obvious answer, I think.
My number 2 is Reigns. I think if you give title to Reigns, it'll be fine. Let's see what this kid can do with the belt. Who's your number 1?
Got to Reigns, like most obvious choice of all of them, and it would probably be for the best.
Number 1 for me is Ryback, just so that way you can surprise some fans with Ryback winning. I think fans would be okay with the big guy winning the title. I think it should be a Ryback versus Reigns match. I feel like that would be a good finals match for you. You know, fans would be behind Ryback and they wouldn't get Ryback to be really hate. But tweet me at Chase68 who you think is going to win the championship. Aisha Boss tweeted, "I want to heel Reigns to win the title. Him and the Authority is a good story to tell. And Rollins comes back, you got a feud." Yeah, that's true. Rollins will be like, "Why don't you replace me, Triple H? I'm the future." It'll be just fine and perfect.
Random thought time. If I had to fantasy book the ending of Survivor Series, it would have to be Ryback versus CM Punk in a staph infection hardcore match at a Dublin house show. And that is how I would book it.
All right, Michael. It's time for us to name the top 5 favorite wrestlers of the Unprofessional Wrestling Show. Now, everyone knows the Chase Oliver's top 5. Do you know the Chase Oliver top 5? Who's in it and everything like that?
Like your legitimate one, or like?
Huh?
Your legitimate one, or just
that's my legitimate top 5 favorite wrestlers in WWE.
I know you like Reigns, and I know you like Orton, but that's about it.
Okay, so Orton's off the list at this moment in time because I can't be supporting a guy that tears his shoulder while taking out the trash.
Yeah.
So Orton right now, until he comes back, is off the list. So number 1 is Reigns. Number 2 is Ryback. Number 3 is Neville. Number 4 is Del Rio. And number 5, right now, number 5 is really, 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 really shady. You know, I can't put Apollo Crews on there because he's not on the main roster. That's one of the criteria is you have to be on the main roster and you have to have no mic skills whatsoever. And all those guys don't have mic skills. So I'm trying to think of a solid number 5 to throw on there. But we have to name an Unprofessional Wrestling Show top 5. 5 wrestlers that people know that the Unprofessional Wrestling Show are going to support no matter what. And we've been talking about this guy since episode number 1. Number 1 has to be Apollo Crews. He's our number 1 favorite wrestler. We love when he comes out and he goes, yeah! How he smiles. He does a lot of flips. He does a lot of kicks. Very good work rate. Apollo Crews, number 1. Is that agreed?
Yes, and yes. Yeah, Apollo Nation! One battle royal away from the championship. Finn Balor better run. I love being here. I love the children gimmick infringement.
He's the Black John Cena. He's just great. He is just great. So who could be potential? We have to fill out the rest of the list here. There's going to be an argument and a debate about this, Michael, but we have to do this. So who else is on this list? Name a wrestler, and I'll say if he's on the list.
Zeb Coulter with his hover round. No, completely shitting. I'm trying to think of people like Apollo Crews who are just super smiley and happy. Like, is the champ John Cena on this list? I don't know.
We can't put John Cena on this list. We're about the work rate and the young talent here, remember. It's all about work rate and young talent. So you have to find some work rate guys and young talent guys. They can be even independent wrestlers we don't know about and we will never watch, but just so that we were cool, they're on our list and we can say that we cared about them before they got their big break.
So that means anyone in TNA is game.
Anyone.
Tigre Uno has to be on our list, right? With the broken shoulder.
Tigre Uno's on the list. I 100% agree with this. I don't know if he's the number 2 guy on the list, but he's definitely on the list. I mean, when you break a shoulder and you can finish a wrestling match, that is just fucking great. So we got Apollo Crews and Tigre Uno. What else do we have for this list? I'm trying to think of a wrestler myself. Is Finn Balor on our list? I mean, he's a guy that fits the work rate criteria, but is there anything else that we could add to Finn Balor to make us say that we really like this guy?
Ooh, I mean, that double foot stomp's got some real work rate. You know how that works. Being under 200 pounds and being the demon. I mean, I don't know. Does he deserve to be on the list here?
That's hard because what has he done? Like Apollo Crews and Tigre Uno hasn't. I mean, Tigre Uno can separate a shoulder and retain an X Division title. Apollo Crews, he's just a happy guy. He's just a good
Uno could have a loaded shotgun in his mouth and fall face forward on it and blow his brains out and still win the X Division title with Dixie Carter's money.
Exactly.
I mean,
Tigre Uno's gone. He's a legend.
right. But I mean, what's stopping Finn Balor from doing a 630 senton shooting star fucking Bram to the face thing and winning a title? I mean, I'm gonna put Finn Balor on our list. I think he
Okay,
deserves to
so
be there.
Finn Balor's on the list. He's definitely like number 3, though. I wouldn't say he's number
Yeah.
2. I have Tigre Uno at our number 5 because he's in TNA, so we don't really watch it that much, but we like to hear all the crazy stuff that fucker is doing. So we need to find a number 2. Who's our legitimate number 2? Because nothing can ever beat Apollo Crews.
It's a tie between Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan with their broken necks, I'd say, because that is just like that is scars from work rate.
You know what? Daniel Bryan's in our number 2. How about that? How about Daniel Bryan's our number 2 favorite wrestler on the Unprofessional Wrestling Show? He fits the criteria. Sure, I may not be the biggest Daniel Bryan fan, but for the Unprofessional Wrestling Show series, I think it will make us more legitimate if we like Daniel Bryan. The IWC loves Daniel Bryan, so we should love Daniel Bryan too, since we're about work right here. So I agree. Daniel Bryan's number 2. So if you guys don't know, number 5 is Tigre Uno. Number 4 we haven't named yet. Number 3 is Finn Balor. Number 2 is Daniel Bryan, and number 1 is our hero Apollo Crews. So who's number 4?
I know number 4. Give me 2 seconds here.
Hold on. We got our number 4. See, this is an amazing list. Apollo Crews is the greatest. I love this dude. Yeah, freaking always freaking naming this. Who you guys think should be in the top 5? Tweet me out, ChaseOver68, or comment in the YouTube section. I don't know if the YouTube comments are working, but Michael, who's our number 4 favorite?
I hear you.
Oh, that's it. Dolph Ziggler's in it. So we have our top 5 favorite wrestlers on the Unprofessional Wrestling Show. It's going to be number 5, Tigre Uno, number 4, Dolph Ziggler, number 3, Finn Balor, number 2, Daniel Bryan, and the GOAT, the legend, Bobby Lashley Jr., Apollo Crews.
Bobby Lashley Jr.
He is. He looks like Lashley, man. He looks like Lashley, moves like Mysterio. Yeah. So but there's no doubt, like, you know, we named all these other wrestlers, but there's no doubt that the greatest of all time is Apollo Crews.
Of course, like, he is the greatest wrestler of all time, like, no questions asked. I mean, he's got the smile, he's got the charm, he's got the smile, he's got the in-ring work rate, he's got the smile. He's Black John Cena. He also smiles a lot. Like, how can you beat that?
I just think there's no way in hell people are going to be when Apollo Crews wins the championship, we're going to have the greatest celebration of all time.
Right. The nation, the Apollo nation, is going to be up in arms and happy.
The Unprofessional Wrestling Show are the leaders of the hashtag Apollo Nation, so you guys better deal with it. You know, the other 4 guys, they're nice and all. We just need a top 5 so we're legitimate. And this could change. You know, the top 5 can change and everything like that, but nothing will ever change. Number 1 in our hearts is going to always be Apollo Crews.
Yeah!
Yeah! Whoa! Woo! Like I love it. I actually take over Brooklyn. He comes out, he goes, "That's a lot of people," and I'm like, "Oh my god,
that's a lot of." Oh my god! Really?
I've never been in a match like this before. Yeah.
Yeah. Was that when he fought? No, he fought Tyler Breeze at Respect, or was that Brooklyn? I don't remember. He fought someone.
He fought Ty Dillinger at Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'm the real perfect 10. Look at this smile. That's a lot of people.
What other wrestling news has happened here? Batista has a new wrestling movie. Not a wrestling movie. Is in the new James Bond movie. So you can watch Batista fight off against Daniel Craig this weekend. And plus, James Bond is always fun to watch. So go watch that. Michael, have you watched WWE Breaking Ground, aka WWE Baron Corbin?
Yeah, WWE Baron Corbin, exactly. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it. It looks pretty good. I like it. I like how it's trying to teach us about the ins and outs of becoming a superstar and whatnot. And you see all these disastrous people who can't wrestle trying to learn how to wrestle. And then there's Baron Corbin.
I'm going to watch the show today. Like, I want to actually sit down and watch the show in full today because I've seen the clips on YouTube and it's actually pretty cool. So I definitely want to check it out. But do you feel like Breaking Ground is exposing the business a little bit too much? In your opinion? Like, do you think it's exposing the business? Do you think it's a good move for WWE to continue the series? Because to me personally, I like when I can get to see the behind the scenes of wrestling, but at the same time, I kind of hate it because it makes me feel like I know too much of something that I shouldn't know. And I feel like the journey, if I ever want to be a wrestler, you know, because there could be one of those days. I mean, with wrestling how it is nowadays, people my size can actually make it. So it's like I just look at it like, look, I'm the same height as Kevin Owens. Let's just face it here. I'm the same height as Kevin Owens. I'm probably not as athletic as Kevin Owens is, but I'm pretty agile for my size. I mean, I can run a 4.840 for being 230 pounds. So it's not like I'm a slow fucker. You know, I'm pretty fast. So it's like, you know, I'm a pretty fast dude and whatnot. So I just want to know, do you think like it's just exposing too much and kind of killing the wonder if you ever want to become a professional wrestler?
I'm gonna go with no. I feel like it's completely acceptable because we're in an era where kayfabe is dead, and it's just
Yeah.
like, it's like, okay, I want everyone knows it's not real. Everyone wants to be more in the behind the scenes and learn more about it. And it's like, I don't know, if you ever want to become a star and this is really how it is, like, I don't know. Like maybe it does kill it a little bit. Maybe it's like this isn't what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be I show up, I smile like Apollo Crews, and I walk into NXT the next day. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if I got there and I had fucking what's his name, Albert or whatever A Train yelling at me to do this, that, and the other thing, Matt Bloom, I feel like I'd be really upset. That wouldn't be my dream, you know? Like the performance center. That is not my dream.
You get to the WWE Performance Center, like, yeah, man, I'm finally in the WWE. Fucking do some rolls.
Fucking do
Roll
some
yourself.
rolls. Oh my god.
Yeah, one thing about wrestling that I think people need to know is like you need to have some killer stamina. Like when I wrestled in high school, I used to have great stamina, man. Like let me show you high school Chase Oliver in wrestling. This is fucking when I was jacked as fuck. Let's see if you can see the picture. I don't know because the glare might ruin it, but I don't know where I am in the picture. I'm somewhere here.
Somewhere in there.
There you go. See, do
Oh,
you see me?
yeah, I do. Definitely.
Look at how jacked
Yes.
that was and shit. Look at those arms and everything. You know?
See, you look like
I have this picture.
right?
Huh?
You look like you could have
Wait,
been.
what'd you say?
You look like you could have been one of those guys in NXT with the singlets that could have been like one of those work rate guys. One of the bigger work
One
rate
of those
guys.
work rate guys. Yeah, because like I keep that picture just so I can remind myself, like, fuck, dude, that's what I want to be again one day. So I definitely want to lose weight and get to that level of greatness that I was once at.
Mm-hmm. Or you could just pull the whole Kevin Owens look thing off and just dominate John Cena on your debut. I thought you were about to give birth to a title belt. Oh, there it is.
Yeah, because most wrestlers on the indies, they're wearing t-shirts nowadays anyway. They don't wear like freaking like they just wear their t-shirt cut off like with Kevin Owens, like especially when you're kind of overweight. You don't want people to see your belly.
Right. Oh god, I can only imagine Kevin Owens like trying to pull down a singlet or whatever, pulling a Kurt Angle, about to do a moonsault. All you get is this beer belly landing in your face.
Yeah, it's amazing that Kevin Owens actually like freaking he doesn't get blown up tired during most of his matches because like I know what it's like being a big guy. You get tired fucking easily. I guess it's just all that conditioning he probably did.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Owens used to be skinny and then he became fat.
It sounds like how it happens. I mean, if you look at all the guys who used to be skinny in the Attitude Era, look at Matt Hardy. Like that is the picture of health right there.
Oh god. So, anything else that we have to talk about? Randy Orton's going to be condemned too. What else?
Nothing else that I can think of like on the spot. Let's see, I don't think there's any like big spoilers or anything.
Big Show is replacing Seth Rollins on the tour. So,
Oh, that's great. That's gonna draw the ratings there with all the hardcore matches, and there's still no holds barred, by the way. Like even though it's Big Show, it's like what the hell.
Just watching Big Show and Kane beat the fuck out of each other.
Big Show turned heel during the match, and he fucking tore every part of his shoulder, and he's going to be out for 17 months.
Oh god, that's hilarious. Aisha is wondering, do we see anyone taking Orton's spot? Aisha, how dare you? No one can take Randy Orton's spot.
No one has a boner that
That's
large
a joke.
to take his spot.
Yeah, no one's ever going to take Randy Orton's spot. He's the greatest. Unless he's taking out the trash, and he's pretty bad at that. But anyway, let's wrap this up here before we get into too much randomness. Where can the great people find you?
Look me up on YouTube under Michael Future. I do my podcast in the Rope Show Treehouse. I've been starting doing that. Doing my Raw reviews, doing everything like that. You can also look up me and my boy Danny, Midcard Madness on YouTube. We do reviews together sometimes. You can find me both of those places. Also, you can follow me at Michael Future on Twitter. It's my personal Twitter, but hell, I mix it with my wrestling life because wrestling is my life, and I'm a loser. Woo!
All right, guys, you can follow me on Twitter at ChaseOliver68. You guys should check out my SoundCloud.com/ChaseOliver68. What else was I going to plug? There's something else I was going to plug. Hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. Give this video a big old thumbs up. Make sure you guys check out the Team Hill podcast. We filmed an episode yesterday, and it should be up on iTunes, Spreaker Radio, and all those other places that Steven plugs. I don't know what he plugs, but he plugs it. But definitely check it out on Mixlr and follow it on Mixlr if you guys haven't already. Remember, guys, the Apollo Nation is coming. We are not professionals, damn it. We are unprofessionals, and we'll see you guys next week. I don't know if next week is going to be as big as this week with the news, but maybe there will be more concrete details about the Survivor Series title tournament and stuff that we can kind of dive into and talk about, and maybe John Cena will return and we can talk about how this guy always comes back way too damn early. So we'll see you all next week. Remember, guys, enjoy your day. Peace.
TNA.